Blessings, beautiful people. Welcome. Thank you for coming by. My name is Tara Kaur. I'm an energy therapist and Kundalini yoga teacher. I'm going to be talking about a very important topic today, which I feel is not discussed as much as it should be because a lot of people experience this. And I'm actually in the therapy room right now. And I had a similar situation just today where someone was asking questions related to this topic. But hopefully these tips will help you just to go through this stage if you're feeling this. And I'm going to paint the picture for you because this is a very common thing that a lot of different therapists will experience. For me, it's specifically for energy therapies like Reiki or chakra healing. Sometimes I get questions or sometimes people experience this, especially if they're a new client or a returning client who has had a lot to deal with during the period that they didn't have the session. And I would do the therapy session with them for 1 hour, and then maybe I would get an email or a call 2 to 3 days later, or even the next day, saying that they felt 10 times worse than they actually did before they came to my session. And the first thing I would like to say that this is normal, and this is actually a good sign. I know it doesn't feel like a good sign. I know the experience itself, and I've been through it myself, is horrible sometimes to go through. But it's actually a very, very positive thing, and it's called the healing crisis. I personally find those two words very strange. I'd like to find another alternative to using that word, healing crisis, to using those words. But yeah, for the sake of the video, a lot of people know this as a healing crisis, where a lot of stuff comes up. And for me, I would describe this as a deep release or a transitional stage. So it's definitely a period of time after you do a session. In my case, it would be an energy therapy session. So it would be soon afterwards, where for a few days at most, someone would be feeling very low energy. A lot of things would be coming up, whether it's emotional, whether it's their energy levels becoming quite low. Sometimes they would feel extremely sensitive, especially if they're sensitive anyway, or they're an empath. Maybe a lot of thought patterns or old memories, even things related to dreams seems to come up for clients. So this is a very kind of shifting energy time. And the reason I say it's a good thing is because it's bringing up all this stuff that you've been storing within on different levels. It could even be physical, it could be mental, as I said, emotional. Especially emotional, that's something to look out for, because emotions are energy in motion, and if you're having a lot of things coming up emotionally, this is a shift of energy in itself. So it is a good thing, and it does pass. It doesn't feel like it will pass, but it does pass, and I want to share my tips on how to get through this period of time as you're going through the deep release. So I'm going to share these tips with you guys, and hopefully it will make you feel just a little bit better, and you can actually use this space as a healing place. Like you can really hold space for the healing that's going on within. So it's quite a powerful thing. Okay, so let's dive straight into tip number 1, which is super important, and that's to take it slow. This is your invitation to take it slow by resting, by drinking lots of water, by treating your body with good food, and just taking the pace a lot more slower. Even if you have a full schedule, just trying to fit in a much more slower pace, or walk slower, or do anything you can during this time to slow things down and really give your body this time to rest. Because as things come up, you will need that space to rest as much as possible. So tip number 2 is to become an observer. Become an observer and bring awareness as to what comes up within. Almost as if you are watching yourself and observing yourself. So bring awareness to, as I mentioned earlier, your emotions. What are your emotions telling you? What are your thoughts telling you? Are there any patterns of thoughts that keep coming up, or any old memories or triggers that seem to bring more sensitivity? You can also think about Dreams, as I mentioned before, if you're dreaming at night, what kind of dreams are you having? Even if they don't make sense, just bring awareness to it, because this is what it's all about. It's about taking awareness as to what comes up, and these can actually give you clues into which areas of your life you need to work on more, or what areas you need to balance more, and it's a good opportunity to watch how you're shifting as a person through this healing. Tip number 3 is to get in contact with your therapist. A good therapist should be open to your questions, to your feedback, and to your experiences. And don't be afraid to tell them your experience and just share what's coming up within, because depending on what therapy you're using, maybe they will have specific tips. And obviously, if you're going to a therapy session for something specific, maybe they can help you in certain areas or give you more practical solutions as to how or what to work with as you're going through this release. So contact your therapist, don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to share the feedback with them, because you'll be surprised how they will, share a lot of their tips and ideas with you. And I personally love hearing back from my clients, even when they are going through a lot of challenges, because this is the time when you can go through these difficult moments together and find solutions in a much more positive, progressive way. And tip number 4 is find a way to release these emotions and these things that are coming up. Instead of just holding it all within, which is probably one of the reasons these things needed to come up in the first place, find ways in which you can channel that energy. And one of the best ways I've found is to work with creativity. And creativity doesn't have to be the traditional sense of art or anything like that, although it could be, but it's just doing something that makes you feel in tune with yourself. So if that's walking, taking a walk, that's great. If that's writing, do that. I'm actually a big fan of taking a paper and pen and writing. I'll share that exercise with you in a minute. And just finding a way to release it in a healthy way. And as I mentioned, writing is one of the most easiest, powerful thing. And when I say writing, I mean old school pen and paper. There's actually a lot of science when it comes to the releasing method of actually writing things down, being more effective in this way than actually putting it on a computer or a laptop. So get a paper, get a pen, and just write it out. What are you experiencing? What thoughts are coming up? What emotions are you feeling? What memories are coming up for you? Really just use that space, use that blank page to let it all go. Really release it. And freeform writing is fantastic. And this is when you get your pen and paper. Even if you don't know where to begin, just start. Start writing from your thoughts to the paper and let it flow. And try and keep up with your thoughts as much as possible. And even if it doesn't make any sense, just keep writing, and you can keep going on until you feel like you've released whatever stuff is coming up, especially if it's a mental or emotional thought pattern that's happening at the moment. So that's a beautiful exercise to do. And let me share with you the 5th tip, which is one of my favorites, and I use this all the time to just calm my energy down. And we're going to do this exercise now, so if you have some time, feel free to join me. If you can try this later, feel free to do that as well. But it's very, very simple. You don't need anything extra. You just need about 3 minutes of your time to do this, and it's called left nostril breathing. So essentially, we're just going to be breathing through our left nostril, and this is so amazing. The left side is about cooling your energy down. It's connected to the lunar energy, the feminine energy, and as I said, it just cools everything down, the emotions, and it leaves you in a much more restful, peaceful state. The right nostril does the opposite. If you need more fire in your life, if you need more solar energy, more masculine energy, more action-based energy, you would breathe through the right nostril. But for the purpose of the healing crisis and these tips, I definitely would recommend doing it through the left. So let's begin, and I'll show you how it's done. It's super simple. So what you're going to be doing is take your right hand. It might look like the left over here, but I'm actually lifting my right hand. Take your thumb and gently block off your right nostril. So you can be gentle with this. And then push all your fingers forward, pointing upwards, and close your eyes. And as you're closing your eyes, focus on the point between your eyebrows. This is the place of the third eye chakra, your intuition, your inner guidance, just a place of tuning in deeply. So look up, look within, into your third eye chakra. And now we're going to slowly begin by focusing on our breath. So this will feel weird maybe in the beginning. We're only going to do this for a very short space of time so you can get the idea of what to do. So breathe in really deeply for the count of 4. So breathing in through the left nostril, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hold. And then breathe out through the left nostril, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hold. And as you're holding, you can actually count to 4 as well, so you can work with the rhythm of counting 4 to inhale, 4 to hold, 4 to exhale, and 4 to hold again. So we're going in this cycle. And if you find that difficult, you can use the word or the mantra Sat Naam. And that's a rebirth mantra. It's really, really beautiful for rebirthing and just bringing that energy into full flow, into a full cycle. So we're going to do this together. I was just showing you as an instruction now of what to do. So let's take a moment to do this together. So as I said, right thumb on right nostril, fingers pointing forward, close your eyes, focus on your third eye, up and in, begin to focus on your breath, and we're going to use the mantra Sat Naam. I'm going to start by counting and then we'll use the mantra afterwards, so just follow through the guidance. And as you're focusing on your breath, begin to inhale slowly through the left nostril. Inhale now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now exhale through the left nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hold your breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we begin with the mantra, and you can chant this in your mind mentally. So inhale Sat Naam. Hold your breath. Sat Naam. And exhale Sat Naam. And hold your breath. Sat Naam. And then you can release your hand, right hand, place it to your side, close your eyes, and just breathe in through both nostrils and just feel the quality of your breath. And then open your eyes when you're ready. And for the sake of this video, I just did a very simple cycle. If you can do this for 3 minutes, get a timer, get your phone for timing, and just try it for 3 minutes, and it makes such a big difference. Try it for yourself. And I find this is one of my favorite meditations, breathing exercises to do when I find that a lot of things are coming up that needs releasing, or I feel like I'm in my headspace too much and I just need to relax. Using the left nostril breathing is just amazing, absolutely amazing. So I hope these tips help you in some way. As I said, I have a full blog post, so feel free to check out the links below for this. And yeah, I will be back very soon with another video of practical tips and holistic health as well. So thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. Take care. Sat Naam.